Welcome all to our trans-spational čardak, an impermanent space for impermanent life and society. In our own practice, we are crossing time, paths, space of migrations, including our own experiences of bodies that were or are still on the move because of war or other individual reasons. Our being together is permanent, short and characterized with long list of opposing conditions as safe, unsafe, legal, illegal, inside, outside, making, unmaking images, open, closed, political, unpolitical, noise, silence, and many others. Knowing this, we form our own čardak, to host ourselves and to live together, but also we are hosting the others and their knowledge about impermanent life practices. What is čardak? At first, it stands for our way of living an impermanent life in the permanent space. The word originates from the Ottoman Empire as the border control object close to the rivers, crossroads on the edges of the cities, and strategic borders. Word carries the historical representation of the watchtower. These watchtowers were located on the analog distance on the border between Ottoman and other territories. The guards in the watchtowers were able to communicate using light or sound, analog signals as are fire torches and voice, with aim to announce the danger. Today, in our view, the word čardak, spatial and material characteristics are subject to change according to the different territories. In rural regions between Croatia and Serbia, čardak was made and used to store yellow gold, the corn, from the agricultural fields. It is also named for the traditional stone and wooden house for hosting the people in the Šumadija region in Serbia. In Turkey,
çardak bahçe ve avlularda yaz aylarında vakit geçirmek amacıyla inşa edilen, zemini yerden hafif yüksek, üstü genelde örtülü, yanlardan açık en az 4 ayaktan, sütundan oluşan basit yapı.
In the conflict geographies, contemporary čardak are the numerous checkpoints between Israel and Palestine, the drones flying over the US and Mexico border to control and stop migration to the US, thermal night vision cameras on the several borders on the Balkan route, as on the Slovenia and Croatia borders to control and stop migration to the European Union. In Chile, on 15 November 2019, protesters brought down the police drones using dozens of laser pointers. On the Facebook page of A-Info Shop was written, "These protesters didn't use any physical or gun force to bring the drone down. Instead, they used another form of technology, lasers. A lot of bright green laser beams were pointed in the drone, which can be seen moving erratically before quickly falling down to earth. To the drones in popular culture and not only are given human features, and they are called eye in the sky. Well, protesters in Chile are making them blind with non-violent actions, and there were many speculations in internet that between 40 to 50 lasers were being pointed at the drone to bring it down. Forming our own čardak to host ourselves and to live together, but also to host the others and their knowledge about impermanent life, is an attempt to form the impermanent society aware of transitional geographies while inhabiting them that are opposing to the fascist order of belonging to the nation-state constructs and continuous reproduction of violence and war, with all possible means shifting between weapons, military industry, migration laws, capitalism and patriarchal abuse of nature and humans. The home for the people on the move becomes the human body, sleeping bag, long roads, streets in the cities, bus and train station, abandoned house, track, green fields, parks, woods, rivers, industrial complexes, hostel, bar, migration centers, desert, sea, boat, tent. The home becomes the path in all its forms. National borders within the water ecologies, river, lakes, underground rivers, and the sea are forced occupation of the aquatic world. Administrative erasing of the free human interaction with the rivers and the seafloors. That is the fact, and that is imposed to us. The borders on the waters are unacceptable for the humans, plants, and animals who need to cross them, aiming to change their habitat. The differences between human and non-human crossing are: for plants and animals, border crossing is related to the matter of the organic circumstances as reproduction, weather conditions, or other unknown reasons. For the humans, border crossing is related to the geography, biopolitical belonging, environmental disasters, systemic violence, wars, and finally privilege to be able to do it or non-privilege to not be able to do it. In any of these circumstances, there are always people that we are leaving behind us. Border crossing costs life or money. 150 euros, 3,000 euros, 6,000 euros.
19% svih zabilježenih nezakonitih protjerivanja u Hrvatskoj uključivalo je uporabu oružja, a 1279 ljudi je bilo žrtvom takvog postupanja. U 2019 ilegalno protjerivanje 770 ljudi iz Hrvatske uključivalo je uporabu oružja. Od 54 skupnih slučajeva u 31 slučaju zabilježena je pucnjava iz redova policije, 33 slučaja vatreno oružje iskorišteno je u svrhu prijetnje i zastrašivanje. Samo u listopadu 2019 17% zabilježenih slučajeva ilegalnog protjerivanja iz Hrvatske uključivalo je zastrašivanje ili upotrebu vatrenog oružja. 285 ljudi bilo je žrtvom ovakvog postupanja. Diljem Balkana zabilježeno je 107 slučaja uporabe vatrenog oružja od strane policije, uključujući 63 slučaja pucnjave iz redova policije i 63 slučaja gdje je vatreno oružje upotrebljeno u svrhu zastrašivanja.
ها الخنجر طار انا فيديو ان شاء الله نبتون هاتين نبتون ان شاء الله راح نبقى لنا والو
The river Danube officially is not the border between Serbia and Croatia. It means it is not marked as a consequence of the war in 90s. But today it is guarded by the border police and violently stops the people on the move by the police on both sides. People are also stopped by the water stream. To cross the river, people use boats that usually can fit 2 people. They buy boats from the locals only for 100 euros. Number of people who died trying to cross the Danube from Serbia to Croatia is growing since the EU borders were closed in 2016, and without precise information on the numbers. Besides Serbia and Croatia, the Danube flows to Germany, Hungary, Austria, Slovakia, Romania, and Ukraine. In the nation-state-oriented studies of the post-Yugoslavian and post-war countries, it is often represented as the river of the European integration, as is the article Croatia as a Danube country published in GeoJournal. This is one of the academic interpretations of the river that do not consider its recent political and violent space of separation. In the context of recent migration flows, the Balkan route passing through the post-Yugoslavian territory forms the land, sea and the river system of borders. Accessible in Serbia and Bosnia under payable trafficking circumstances. Porous in Croatia, with a high risk to die for the people on the move while crossing it. In both Serbia and Croatia, the houses are beautiful and empty. Some of them are in metamorphic state, obviously not only from the 90s war, but from the abandonment of their inhabitants with the recent economic migrations from Croatia to other EU countries. The walls are obstructing our views. We want to see inside these houses, what is stored inside and if they will ever be inhabited again. Are these homes or houses, or material metamorphosis of humans making homes wherever they need to?
It was cold. We found this house. It's old house, but better to nothing. And we making something when go to inside. Yallah. And so dirty house. We clean something and making. Last night making this stuff to fire and to hot. With the normal story making that by some block and by some oil, and here inside to fire. It's better to nothing. And we cleaning the bedroom. It's the door bedroom, normally door, naturally door, not automatically, not technology door. Ya Allah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And we clean all and making a new design. This is the table to anything. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. And this is my food. And this is a mirror. We have everything but not electrical.
Today, European Union members such as Hungary, Croatia, Slovenia, Italy are making and remaking the borders in our different traveling times around the borders checkpoints between Croatia, Slovenia, Croatia and Serbia, Bosnia and Croatia, Montenegro and Croatia experienced excessive police control. On the Bosnian side, people on the move are temporarily inhabiting towns and surroundings Velika Kladuša, Bužim, Bihać, living in precarious and non-human and non-hospitable conditions. Do you know what happened with roads when you turn away from main road which connects big cities? You are just a little bit further than main road, a little bit more, and suddenly cars are driving faster. All locals you can see big trucks. Vans with hunters from surrounding villages, forest keepers, it's mostly men on the road, in working suits. Turanj, Cerovac, Vupanički, Tušilović, Brezova Grana, widening along the road. Small store with 2 women working. Cafe bar connected to the store. I'm checking the map and messenger. Continuing, Okić, Živković, Kosa, Bojnić. Police, stop. Where are you going? I'm just driving. You are just driving here, said policeman. Can I see your documents? He asked me. It's crazy, but then again, after 10 kilometers the same. I start to think it's not going to be easy. Calling a friend. Yes, they have helicopters, infrared, thermal cameras, lots of police. Calling other friend. Yes, they stopped us on our way to Mostar 5 times. Searching car with headlights. Vojišnica, road gets more narrow. Forest thicker, now I see just trucks coming towards me. Virgin Most, crossing paths with locals going home from work or just riding bikes. Children go back from school along the road, women with bags in their hands, without walkway. Disruptions from the far. As the remnants of the 90s war in Yugoslavia, Sisak Moslavina County was contaminated with landmines. This is also seen as danger for the people on the move as well as for the people who live on both sides of these borders. On the website name What Europe Does For Me in relation to this county is written. The Sisak Moslavina County is one of the largest in Croatia, consisting for the most part of farmland 52%, woodland 44%. Suspected mine areas cover 2.9% of the county's total area. Population density is well below the Croatian average. as the population continues to decline, the proportion of older inhabitants is rising ever higher. End of quote. Due to the recent migrations, the mining problem of this area became urgent, even if the war ended in 1995-1996. On the same website is written, the mine problem has been dealt with over many years with European Union support. The EU has, for example, provided funding for 10 farmland demining projects, which should mean that there is no longer any farmland in the county contaminated with mines. A project to remove mines from areas along the border with Bosnia and Herzegovina ended in January 2018. 15 kilometers of borderland have thus been demined, that being a prerequisite for better and more effective border control. The EU contributed 85% towards the project cost, or better, to this effective border control. It's sunny, but some pixelated fog or dust is in the air around. I'm thinking that nobody actually knows where I'm heading. Maybe they think I'll go to visit a friend, or that I have some job in Bosnia. Maybe they think I'll go to Split, and then to my hometown. My license plate reveals my background. Maybe they don't even look at my car. It's just me, thinking about their gazes. Just one white car with SK license plate, going home. Maybe. Battery charger, power bank, maps. Bukovica, 5 kilometers left, going straight. Šatornja, Gornji Viduševac, Glina. Market, post office, store with mobile phones, but no power bank. I drive forward, across Majske Poljane. This will never end, and this is not just a research project for us. Since we started to explore all these non-connections, transformation of violence and migration, our position of artists and humans are merging, transforming. It recalls our own war experiences and traumas lived in Turkey, Bosnia and Croatia. And we know much more about this argument, but you also know a lot about this argument. TV programs, social media, since the war in Yugoslavian states are buried with images from the countries in the war. Borders, refugee camps, transmitting violence at large, against humans and nature. What is your next GPS location?